Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Berdel Warrior here. Hope you guys having a super awesome day. If you look at my weather, it's a little bit cold here, and it was raining last night. So I hope you guys have a better weather than we, but we need the rain. So not complaining, not complaining. So if you look at my topic today is tips to build future leaders of character. And the character we're talking about here will be diligent. And I did some search on Google, and it says it's about being careful, being persistent, and work or effort. Okay, so when we look at diligent, it is focusing on my effort on the work at hand. I know a lot of you guys might be at work, working moms, working dads, okay, retired grandmas, stay-at-home moms, wherever you find yourself, just think about diligent. So diligent is focusing my effort on the work at hand. Okay, and then diligent is like an investment, which means that whatever you put into it, okay, whatever you put into something determines what you're going to get out of it, right? So if this article is coming from Character First Education, so if we think about it, a diligent person works hard because anything is worth working for is doing it right? So we want to focus on the reflection. So as you're doing your work today, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on just getting it done and in a rush and not really caring about the quality or the quality of the work that you're doing? But just think about it. Diligent is the opposite. Diligent is being lazy. So if you're not diligent, you are a laziness, like a lazy student. Okay, they daydream in class, and sometimes they forget their homeworks, or they care little about the school, right? Maybe it's not challenging enough, whatever it is. So that type of habit leads to poor education, and you have a difficult future. Because if you think about it, everything that we do, we need to be diligent, not lazy. If you think about it, our future depends on it, right? Okay, for instance, I remember back in the day when I told you guys I had like 3 boys, and then so I remember my 3-year-old at the time, he wanted to help. He was very, very helpful. So I started him working on dusting off the coffee table. And then from that point, and then you go back and you look at it, it's like, you could do a better job. And then he did it over again, and he did it over again. And then from that, then I had another one, taking out the trash. Then I had another one, vacuuming. Just start them somewhere, And I remember I used to tell my boys, it's like your work needs to be like a Joseph, because remember I had boys, and the stories my boys love was the story of Joseph. Remember the son that had the father made him a coat of many colors. So it's a beautiful story. And so when I was relating that to them, they could understand where I was coming from, because I kept on reading the story of Joseph. Everything he did, he was diligent. He did it as unto God. So whatever it is that you're doing, maybe your mom or dad, and you have your little kids, start them off on something, and then from there we went on into making up the bed. So one of the things, the requirement was to have your prayer in the morning, and that bed need to be made before you left the home. And up to today, they still follow that. They still follow that example. So I don't know what it is. You might be at work, and you're probably thinking that I can just do my job and hurry, and it doesn't make a difference. But it does make a difference, right? You are there. They're paying you for a reason to get the work done in such a way that will bring praise and honor to God, right? And even though you say, well, nobody's looking at me. No, someone is always watching. And when you think about it, you have angels that's taking notes of everything that we do. Think about that. So it's not that you're giving, caring about if a human is watching, but you should be more careful of God and the angels that are watching you, right? Everyone is watching you. Everything we do, there's someone always watching. Even though you might not know it, someone is always watching. So be diligent in whatever you're doing. You are there to do a job. Just do it to your best of your ability. Do not be lazy in what we do. Okay? And then, number one will be concentrate on the work at hand. Follow the instructions. Do a job right. Finish my projects, and not to be lazy. So this is what I will. I will concentrate on my work. I will follow instruction. I will do a right job. I will finish my project. I will not be lazy. I will not be lazy. So when you think about it, so being diligent, what are some of the benefits of working hard? Okay, when you think about that. Then another question should be, why should you do your best even if no one else is watching? Why should you? And then the third question, it says, how can you be diligent even if you don't enjoy the work? Remember, you are there to do a job, whatever it is, whether you're at home or, working in the community. You always need to do your job best. Do it well, because it's a character building. You building character. And if you look at it, someone is always looking at you. So it might be a young child looking at you. And if you do a bad job or a lazy job, what are you telling them to do? Just do it quick and just get it over with, because you don't enjoy it. I mean, even if you don't enjoy it, just do it to your best of your ability, because God is the one that's watching as well. And then the other one said, do you have projects to finish? I know I've got a couple of projects to finish. It says, what will it take to finish the project? So you need to just ask yourself, what will it take for me to do my project and to complete the project? I got a couple of tasks at home that I need to complete, but I'm working on it. So, whenever I share my topics, it's not only for you, my brother, my sister, it's also for me as well. And there's 20 verses here on diligent. And then Proverbs 13:4 talks about the soul of the sluggard crave and get nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. And in Galatians 6:9 it says, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So don't give up. Just continue. Then Proverbs 12:24 state, the hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. And then Proverbs 21:5 talks about the plan of the diligent leads surely to abundance, but anyone who is hasty comes to poverty. Oh my goodness. And then if you look at Proverbs 6:6-8 talks about go to the ant. Look at the ant, okay? Consider her ways, she's wise. Without having a chief, an officer, or ruler, she prepares her bread in the summer and gather food in the harvest. I love to sit down and watch the ant. I mean, they're very busy, little creatures. And then Philippians 3:14 says, I press on towards the goal. What is the goal? For the prize of the upward call of God in Jesus Christ. So, when I ask those questions, I'm answering those questions for you right now. So if you think about it, someone is always wanting, and then you're doing it as unto God, right? Because he has placed you there for a reason, for such a time as this. So do your best in whatever it is that you find yourself, whether you're out there cutting firewood, or you out there, gardening, or you, Central Valley people are always picking fruits or whatever. Just do your best in whatever you do. If you're cooking, right? Even if you're cooking, baking, just do your best. Do it with your whole heart. And then in closing, Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as for the Lord. Okay, let me repeat that. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, okay, for the Lord and not for man, since you know that you will receive an inheritance, right? You will receive an inheritance. So don't give up. Just continue. Be diligent in whatever you find your hands to do. Be diligent. Do it to your best of your ability. Okay? So my sister, my brother, I hope that you've enjoyed my video today as much as I've enjoyed making it for you. And if you would want to dive deeper and go a little bit deeper, just visit berdelwarrior.com. Until tomorrow, I hope you guys have a super awesome day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.